With the release of the Fractured and Alterac Valley expansion, we've got a new version of Big Demon Hunter here. Big Demon Hunter was kind of a flop after the United in Stormwind mini set. People thought that maybe Proving Grounds were finally going to be able to get the deck over the top, and it just never was good enough. I actually called it out as a deck that you should avoid after the Deadmines was released because I really didn't think it was that good, and I hate to see people wasting their time if they're trying to climb the ladder. I know everybody's on limited time. You only have so much time to spend on Hearthstone. I'm in the same boat. Now that the Alterac Valley expansion has released, though, we got a little extra juice for Big Demon Hunter. This is the deck that I've been playing today, and I actually just finished up my climb to Legend at the release of Alterac Valley. So just to take a quick look at the stats here, you can see I went 14 and 12 with this deck, 54% win rate. Not great, not super impressive, but if you go back to the beginning of my day, you see a lot of red here, lots of losses. I actually made some adjustments to the deck. You can see that this is version 1.3. And after I switched around a few cards, you can see a lot more green than red here as I finished up the climb to Legend. So it could be better than a 54% win rate. Again, just keep in mind, one individual person is never going to have enough stats to be able to draw any kind of meaningful conclusions. The sample size is just too small, but full transparency, this is where I am right now with this deck. I like the deck. Whether or not the deck is going to be good going forward is really going to depend on where the meta settles. It's definitely going to have good matchups and bad matchups, as every deck does. It's really going to have to wait and see where the meta settles and what people are playing. Taking a little bit closer look at the deck, the win condition of the deck is, of course, the big demons here. The demons that I chose were 2 Inquisitors, 2 Tormentors, 2 Ancient Voidhounds, 2 Pit Commanders, and really powered by the new Sigil of Reckoning. At the start of your next turn, summon a random demon from your hand. So if you can actually get this down on turn 5 or even turn 4 with the coin, you can get out one of these really, really big minions. And I gotta say, it's fun to be able to play these minions, and it's fun to be able to put them in a deck and actually see them on the board. You've never actually really seen Ancient Voidhound in any kind of a serious deck, so really cool stuff there. Also included in the deck, new legendary, Karia Fellsoul, transform into a 6/6 copy of a demon in your deck. Sometimes you can get lucky and hit a Pit Commander and just start pulling minions out of your deck directly onto the board. Really anything could be good. You could have like a mini Inquisitor potentially, and all the benefits that go along with that as far as attacking the hero after you attack. And really the lower part of the curve of the deck is just trying to stay alive. So you have like Chaos Strike for removal and card draw. Fell Barrage was something that I actually switched into the deck that was not in the original version. I like this card. I think it's going to be good against aggro. Immolation Aura, 1 Sigil of Flame. Really just trying to keep your opponent from doing too much damage to you in the early game with these cards. Warblades for a little bit of healing. Combo's good with the Chaos Strike. And the weapon also works well with Inquisitor. And of course, I-Beam. I-Beam is just a really, really solid card. Removal, healing. And another new card from this particular set, Flanking Maneuver. Summon a 4/2 demon with Rush. If it dies this turn, summon another. Really good removal. You could potentially use it to remove 2 minions. You play this on turn 4, remove 1 minion, and it leaves a 4/2. Really solid card, I think, for this deck. Seems to be performing well. And then finally, Warden of Chains, 4-drop, Battle Cry with Taunt. If you're holding a demon that costs 5 or more, gain 1/2. There's going to be a lot of times where you can drop this on turn 4, actually as a 3/8 taunt. This card is really good against things like, say, Face Hunter. They just want to hit you in the face and pressure your life total. So I've been having a lot of fun with the deck. I do think there's something here, but again, it's going to depend on where the meta settles and where things end up. But it's definitely fun, and again, for me at least, refreshing to be able to play these heavy minions at the top end of the deck. We're going to hop into some gameplay here. For more Alterac Valley decks, I'm going to be stepping up video production. Make sure you like the video, make sure you subscribe. You're going to see more videos coming your way about the new Alterac Valley decks. If you're looking for the deck code, it's going to be in the description. If you don't see it, just hit the Show More button. Guarantee that it's going to be there. If it's not, call me out in the comments. I deserve it. Matched up against the Hunter. The mulligan is going to be different based on what your opponent is playing. If we're against more aggro-oriented decks, then we're going to want to keep more removal. And if we're against slower decks, then we might be able to, potentially keep some of our more expensive stuff. Hunter, I'm assuming this is going to be some type of face hunter or aggro hunter, just because if we get too far behind, we're not going to be able to catch up. Definitely going to toss the Tormentor. I don't think we would ever keep that in any matchup. I'm going to keep Immolation Aura. War Blades? I don't think so. I think we can do better than that. Hot Beam is good, but we're not going to have it in an outcast position when we really need it. Sigil of Reckoning, this card is fantastic, assuming we actually draw our demons. The deck has performed well for me, I feel like. I've had a couple of games where I've had Sigil of Reckoning and just didn't draw any demons. And with 8 demons in the deck, I mean, the chance of not drawing one is really low. So you can see here, we hit Pit Commander, so on turn 5 we're going to play Sigil of Reckoning, and we at least have 1 demon for it to be able to pull out. Imagine getting this out on turn 6. I mean, it's crazy. Our opponent just passed turn. He's some kind of a secret hunter. Base hunters almost always have a 1-drop because of how many 1-drops they play. I'm going to hang on to the Chaos Strike here rather than use it for card draw. It's really more removal. We don't need to put a lot of damage on our opponent's face. We've got lots of big minions that can do that for us. It's like it is some kind of a secret hunter here. We know it's not Explosive Trap. Freezing Trap is bad for us. Ice Trap is bad for us. I'm probably going to want to play a spell. So good. Reckoning pulls Pit Commander, and then we can play this on turn 6 to copy it. That pretty much just ends the game. I think I want to play a spell here, just in case it is Ice Trap. We want to make sure that we stay on curve and get our Sigil of Reckoning out on 5. Yeah, it is Ice Trap, so definitely the correct play there. We want to be able to get this off without a hitch next turn. If he plays another trap, I think we just play Sigil of Reckoning, because it's going to be pretty unlikely that he would have it. Ends up being a non-issue, so our Pit Commander is going to hit the board, and then we're going to copy it with the Faceless. It's just so strong. And look at how good this is. So his spells cost 2 more. We've got an Inquisitor on the board. We've got 2 Pit Commanders. We're in a really good spot here. You just have lethal. I-beam, I-beam. Oh, it's a freezing trap, but it doesn't matter. So this is one of those games where it's just a blowout game. It felt like our opponent never really had a chance, so that's absolutely an example of this deck high rolling. Right back in for another game. We got a Warlock this time. So again, the last game, it was just an example of high rolling to the fullest extent. Every game doesn't go like that. And quite honestly, if it did, they would probably have to look at nerfing this deck. At times, it feels like there is a little bit of a consistency problem with the deck, though. It'd be nice to have more games like that. But sometimes, it's like the draws aren't there, or maybe my mulligan's been a little bit off. So over time, I should get better, and if you're trying this deck, you're going to get better too. Warlock, there's some new versions of Zoo. I've seen some people that are still playing the Quest Warlock from last expansion, and then I've seen people trying to play combos, the combo deck with Humongous Owl. I'm going to keep the Sigil of Reckoning. And I'm going to keep the Fell Barrage, just in case it is some kind of an aggressive deck. We see that he mulliganed this card, so it's not a quest deck. If it is some type of an aggressive deck, we're going to need to do something in the early turns to not take so much damage. And hopefully we draw... Okay. So right off the bat, this looks like it's going to be a combo deck. Game plan is going to be to coin Sigil on turn 4. And we'll be able to play this on turn 5, this on turn 6. So we have our plan. It looks like things are going to go smooth. No reason to Fell Barrage the 1-3. I've played against the Owl OTK Warlock a couple of times with this deck, and it feels like I'm able to hit the board before they can get the OTK. Pretty much we just beat them to the punch. The setup takes too long, assuming we hit a reasonable curve. Turn 3, I mean, we could just go ahead and get down the Warblades. I'm not sure if the OTK deck is playing Weapon Destruction. I have not had a single weapon destroyed. Oh my gosh. So, our plan has changed now. We're going to coin Sigil on 4, and then we're going to copy the Taintheart Tormentor on turn 5. This just looks like another disgusting high roll. Another disgusting high roll. I'm just going to go ahead and kill the 1-1. I don't want him to be able to cycle with the Mortal Coil here. It does kind of put it back in the raised dead pool. But I think we're fine. Yeah, he's going to start trying to discount his cards, but we're going to have 2 8/8s on the board. Oh, we could actually hit Voidhound now. But whatever we get, we're going to copy it with the Faceless Manipulator. I kind of hope that we hit the Tormentor, because if he can't play... If we have 2 of these, his spells cost 4 more, and we just win. There's no way he's ever going to be able to clear the board. Even with discounted stuff, thanks to this, it's still going to be too expensive. I mean, if we hit these, though, they're going to be 12/12s by the time the turn is over. We're at 13/13 and a 12/12 now. Yep. So we're just going to keep to the plan here. This feels like another Giga high roll. I mean, look at this. Oh, I'm sorry, a 10/12, because these guys went to 0 attack. It's not a calculation I'm used to making, which could really be relevant, but we're presenting lethal here, basically. I mean, hero power plus our board would actually kill him. I really don't think there's anything he can do here. The game is just over. He lost on the draw. See what he does. Maybe there's something I'm not thinking of with the new cards, but I really don't think so. Yeah, he's going to try to heal up out of range. Okay. It's not totally over yet. He's at 33. We have 23, 27, 29. We have 30. That changes things. Yeah, but he's still in really bad shape here. He's in really bad shape. Let's play this. I mean, both of these are going to become... That'll be a 0/1 and that'll be a 1/1, and everything's going face. So I really don't want to clear the board, because these are going to get buffed by those. Just play Fell Soul here. Oh, and we hit Illidari Inquisitor. Would have been nice to have the weapon equipped. And again, I'm not going to hit with this because I want to be able to drain these guys and get these minions bigger. I feel like our opponent's in the same spot as last time. He was able to find a way to buy himself 1 extra turn, but I don't think there's anything that can clear this. He needs to totally clear the entire board. Red Lich Tamsin, such a good card, by the way.
Haven't heard of me? You will. You haven't heard
Yeah.
the last of
This wasn't going to happen for him. Another game, another Warlock. Honestly, kind of hoping for a bad draw this time. Wow. Definitely keeping Sigil of Reckoning. I think this is always a keep, no matter the matchup. Maybe it's some of the hyper aggro decks. About to see as time goes by. Question is, do I want to keep one of these big demons? I'm going to say no. We're likely to draw into him just because we have so many in the deck. We're going to toss him back. Try to draw into him naturally. Wow, second Sigil and Fell Screamer. So the only danger here would be if we actually didn't draw these demons. But you can see with 8 of them in the deck and several turns, it's unlikely that we don't hit a demon. Actually kind of hoping for a bad draw this game, though. The last 2 games have been extremely, extremely high-roll games. And it's not going to always be like that. It's unrealistic to expect that out of every game. I always take the attitude with these videos that I don't want to cherry pick games. I basically just play a sequence or a series of games so that you can see what I see. You see what my draws are, what my opponents are, the skill level of my opponent, so on and so forth. I don't want to cherry pick games. I don't want to cherry pick stats because I feel like you can see on a micro scale, this is the deck, this is how it plays, this is how it performs. We'll just get this down. You can see here, though, we're going a lot of turns without drawing our big demons. If we don't hit big demons, we really need to hit one next turn so that we can play Sigil of Reckoning. If we don't, then this could be the kind of game where it's just going to be too little too late, we fall behind and lose. Not guaranteed. We might still be able to find a way to get there. Hopefully we just top deck a big demon. 8 out of 23. Come on, game, don't do me wrong. See, so we did hit a big demon here, so we're going to get him out on the board next turn. The issue is this guy. But we'll be able to kill it with Eye Beam next turn. As we also put a Ancient Void Hound on the board. It's like that Owl OTK deck again. Void Hound is going to be pretty big here. Yeah, there's an Eye Beam. Is there any benefit to... Man, it would have been nice to be able to draw another big demon to play second Sigil, but we just didn't get there with another demon. So, I think we actually play the expensive Eye Beam to remove this, and then Hero Power Face. We can't really do anything relevant with the extra mana, so we just want to use the expensive card here. And we'll pass turn. 13-13 on the board is pretty good. Should be likely that he has trouble removing it. Gotta be hard to do 13 damage with this deck. There's a new card they have that I think 3 mana, deal 5 damage to minions. Randomly between all minions. Of course, with only 1 minion, it would all go into this. And it's can be played more than once in a turn, so you can actually use it twice, getting this down to 3 health. Yeah, that's the one, Full Blown Evil. Randomly split among all enemies, so he does it again. Alright, but we're gonna get to hit him for 13 here. Yeah. I think our only real play is Karya Fellsoul here. Still didn't hit another demon to be able to play the second sigil. That'll be good. Spells are going to cost 2 more next turn. That's good for us. This should still die, even though his spells are going to cost 2 more. I don't think we can reasonably expect it to remain on the board.
You know nothing of death. Allow me to
Yeah. Red Lich Tamsin's so good. This is a game where our draw hasn't been great. It's not been terrible. It definitely hasn't been great. Gonna be looking to get this combo off soon as well. Oh, there's an Inquisitor. Would like to be able to set up lethal for next turn. It's 16. We can hit him for 15.
My hunt goes on.
Opponent at 1 health, super unfortunate. I would expect that he's going to be able to heal here too. It seems like Warlocks always have more healing in their bag. They just have so many health cards. We're close here though. And that's his first rod. Okay, he's back to 8. Second Inquisitor is lethal. They always have more healing. Hit Commander's good, we just jam it down. Alright, there's the Inquisitor, so he needs to be able to kill the Inquisitor here. Or kill us. I think he's getting the discounts. Question is, does he have it? 9 cards left in his deck. How likely is it? Sure, he has enough mana even with the discounts. The Phylactery would be 2. Humongous Owl would be... Spirits. Not sure he has the mana. He's roping out. He's thinking. He's thinking.
Thank you for your service.
Got it off. How unfortunate is that? He had exactly the cards he needed to be able to remove 2 ridiculously big minions. We're just totally out of steam now. I think we're dead next turn. Well, we did everything we could do. We got him as low as we could. We set our health to maximum. It's pretty likely that we're just dead. I'm assuming he plays the combo and we die. We were just a hair slow.
Let's wreak some havoc.
Down to 1 health, though.
Scent of death.
Unfortunate, he hit it. 1 health. GG. Just weren't able to get there. So that's going to do it for the video. 3 games there, 2 games that we absolutely high rolled. You could see kind of like it felt like the deck was unstoppable. And then we had the game against the Warlock where it felt like we just needed something a little bit earlier. We needed to draw another big demon a little bit earlier in the game so that we could play the second sigil. It just kind of sat there in our hand and didn't do anything. But yeah, you can see how it goes. Thank you for watching. Definitely, if you're still here at this point, I would assume that you've enjoyed the video. Please hit the like button. That helps me out a lot. And feel free to hit that subscribe button too. I'm going to have more videos on the way, probably more videos featuring the Big Boy Demon Hunter here, as well as other Alterac Valley decks coming in very, very soon. Thank you again. Good luck out on the ladder.